What we're making today is a hot honey buffalo chicken sandwich. It's super easy to make, it tastes incredible, and the crunch on the chicken is amazing. Along with that, we're also making a homemade ranch and some dill pickles to go with it. Let's get straight into it.
We'll start off with our pickles. What we've got here is one Lebanese cucumber. I'm just taking off both ends and slicing it in half, and then using a mandolin to get accurate slices. If you don't have one of these, just thinly slice it. Try and make sure they are the same size. Doesn't really matter too much though. Also, if you can't get Lebanese cucumber, you can use half of a continental. Into a jar, we want to add 8 grams or 0.2 ounces of fresh dill. I've just torn this in half, adding in half at the bottom. Then we can shove in all of our cucumbers that have been thinly sliced, and then place in that remaining dill at the top. So there's a little bit of dill on both the top and bottom. Doesn't really matter too much though, you can just chuck it all in at once. Place a large saucepan over a medium-high heat, add in 125 milliliters or half a cup of both cold water and white vinegar, so it's equal parts. 2 tablespoons or 20 grams of white sugar, that is optional, you don't have to use it, and a pinch of salt. Then mix this all together, bring this up to a boil, wait for the sugar and the salt to dissolve, then remove it from the stovetop. Pour the pickling brine over the dill pickles, make sure everything's covered, that way it's going to pickle properly. Place on the lid and put these in the fridge until we're ready to serve, and these will be best after about 48 hours, but we can use them straight away. For our chicken marinade, add 1 cup or 250 milliliters of buttermilk and half a cup or 125 milliliters of Frank's hot sauce to a bowl. Whisk it to combine, doesn't have to be too perfect. Then we can add in 4 to 6 large chicken thighs. These are boneless and skinless. Get in there with clean hands, tongs, a spoon, whatever you need to do. Mix everything together, allow the chicken to be completely coated in that marinade. Get in all of the little nooks and crannies, and then put this in the fridge for up to 48 hours. But you can use it straight away, just like the dill pickles, which is what I'm doing in this recipe. To make our ranch sauce, add half a cup of mayonnaise to a bowl, along with 1.5 tablespoons of sour cream, 1/4 of a cup of buttermilk, 1 teaspoon of both onion and garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of both dried dill and dried parsley, 2 teaspoons of dried chives, and of course salt and cracked black pepper to taste. I ended up using about 15 cracks worth here. Mix everything to combine, make sure all of those flavors have become friends. This is a really fresh sauce, goes with pretty much everything as well, and place this in the fridge until we're ready to serve. Now for our dredging flour, add 1 cup or 100 grams of plain all-purpose flour to a bowl, along with half a cup or 50 grams of corn flour or cornstarch, 2 teaspoons or 6 grams of smoked paprika and half a teaspoon or 1 gram of chili powder, and 1 teaspoon or 3 grams of both onion and garlic powder. Then of course salt and cracked black pepper again to taste, and this time I used about 20 cracks worth. Once that's in, use a dry whisk and mix everything until it's all combined. Should have a nice little color to it. And this right here is our dredging flour for the chicken. Now for our hot honey sauce, place a large saucepan over a medium-high heat, add in half a cup of Frank's hot sauce or any hot sauce of your choice, 1/3 of a cup of unsalted butter, 1/4 of a cup of honey. I put this in the microwave for about 5 seconds just to loosen it up, but be sure to scrape the bowl as well. 1 teaspoon of both onion and garlic powder and salt to taste. Then mix this around. All we're looking for here is for that butter to melt. We don't want to cook this too far, and this can be removed from the stovetop. To get this cooking, place a large pot over a high heat. We're going to add in enough vegetable or sunflower oil to fill the pot by about halfway and heat it up to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. With the chicken, doing so one at a time, we're just going to scrape off a little bit of the excess marinade, then add it into that dredging flour. Make sure everything's coated. Again, get in all of those little nooks and crannies. There might be a couple of spots where it is still a little bit wet. Just make sure everything is completely dry and that dredge is all over. Then once that oil's hot, place the chicken in, do it one at a time, just placing it away from you as well so the oil doesn't splat back, and fry these for about 10 to 12 minutes until golden. The crust is extremely crispy, and of course that chicken is cooked through. You can use a thermometer to test it for more accuracy if you want, but 10 to 12 minutes is definitely a safe point. And once you have that beautiful color, that fantastic crust, remove these and place them onto a wire rack to drain. Once they've been drained off, add them into a bowl with enough room to be able to move them around. Pour over the hot honey buffalo sauce, get all of that in there so we don't waste it. It tastes absolutely delicious. Then just gently mix everything around. Don't play with it too much. We don't want to break the crust, but what you should have is something that looks like this. It's glossy, looks amazing. The next step to do is to toast our buns. I'm using brioche sesame buns for this. You can use any bun of your choice, and you can toast these however you like. I like to do it in a pan over a medium heat with just a splash of oil until they're nice and golden. You can do it in the oven, under the grill or the broiler, or if they even fit in your toaster, go for that. But the choice is yours how you want to do it. Now for the best part, we can spread our ranch over both top and bottom of the bun, then place down that crispy, delicious chicken. I'm using 2 for this demonstration or this sandwich, but 1's probably more than enough. Place down a couple of those dill pickles that we made at the beginning, then close the lid, and what you have is this hot honey buffalo chicken sandwich. It looks incredible and I cannot wait to taste it.
So with everything done, this looks absolutely incredible. It smells amazing, and I know how crunchy that chicken is. There is only one thing left to do though, and that is we can then dig in. There's something about this type of food that really does it for me. This is absolutely incredible. There's so much flavor in the chicken as well as in the marinade. It's tender, it's juicy, it's crispy. Dill pickles balance it out really well, and that ranch goes fantastic with this. Definitely do make it, and thanks for watching.